So today we are going to be taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. In the last episode, it was a pretty eventful episode. We saw the red team take out the blue team, and they have been very reduced now. They have only one city now, that's a capital. And yeah, they pretty much get their core areas, but the red team is now, I would say, tying probably with Caspia. They might just be the strongest country in the world at the minute. In fact, I'm going to do power rankings right now, the first thing in the video. So actually, I'm going to change what I said. And number one in the world is the red team. They have built themselves up. This was like when they became the strongest country in the world. Their military was already better than Caspia, but now they have pretty much all this. Their economy is now better than Caspia. And yeah, Caspia, they're also now going to be number 2, so yeah. So Caspia is number 2, and they're not much different. They're very equal, but red team is number 1. Much to some people's delight, but not many. And number 3 now, it's actually going to be a pretty interesting one. It's going to be Japan. Now I think everyone expected Albania. For the minute, Japan is stronger because Albania is unrest right now. Unrest. Then number 4, that'll be the Dark Red Union. So the Dr. Number 5 then is Albania. Number 6 will be Germany. Number 7 will be Belarus, actually, surprisingly. Number 8, that is going to be going, this is actually hard. I'm going to give number 8 to, China definitely, yeah. And what China I'm talking about, it's the southern Chinese country. They are China, this is Shandong up here. So yeah, correct terminology to know for these guys. Number 9 then, I'm going to give it to Sweden. And number 10, that is going to, actually going to give number 10 to the Lime team, or Italy. So this is the top 10 rankings, yeah, remember these because they're going to be quite important. Now the first real event we have happening in this video is actually going to be the red team expanding their African colony. They still own this thing somehow, down East Africa. However, this place is one that's kind of like getting a little bit neglected now, because this is like the more populated areas, is what the blue team owned. But it's still going to expand because, you know, the red team is very land hungry. And they're going to go further down Africa, reaching into like Tanzania. However, the red team now will decide to not actually expand anymore, and they're going to build a few cities. They'll build all of these cities, and also there'll be one here will be built. And yeah, the red team, they probably have the most cities. And in Caspia we also see a few more cities being built. So just one up here, and basically we'll just sprinkle a few more around, because obviously during this series we're going to have more major cities added. Anyway, Caspia is also going to do a bit of expanding. I'll say they'll take all of this land up here, and they are becoming huge at this point. Maybe a bit too big, you know. It's not going great for them. Anyway, we now move down to Anatolia. And they're going to be doing something. Now Cyprus, they existed. They've existed for an episode now. And they're already going to get invaded by the Anatolians, as they get wiped out straight away. And we now have a new strong country, kind of, I guess. They were number 10. No, they weren't number 10. Were they? No, they are number 11 in the world at the minute, if you didn't know. And they will fully annex Cyprus in the peace treaty. And yes, these guys are strong. Anyway, let's go over to Belarus, as they're going to expand down across here, inside of some parts of Russia. I'm actually going to take all of this land and start to expand further up this Russian coast here. Also, we'll fully take over this island. You see this red team over here also start to expand across the Arctic regions. They really don't have the money to do so, and as we know, Scandinavia, it's kind of breaky away. That's not a word, but it's kind of anarchy-ish. Kind of, I don't know. We end up seeing this area now break away from the new Karelian country that appeared in the last episode. And yeah, this whole Nordic region, I guess Nordic in the series is a bit different in real life. Nordic probably doesn't include Denmark, but it would look maybe something like this. In the series, maybe that's a whole like subcontinent. This blue country, it's going to be able to expand a bit with the help of the people, I guess. We'll see 2 cities made, one here and one here. And the capital will be the most southern one here, even though it's very close to getting invaded by Belarus. Yeah. Which, as we see, they are number 8 in the world. And we're just going to quickly clean up their borders. So yeah, they are becoming pretty much Russia in this series. Kind of. But speaking of them, there's also going to be something weird happen over in Poland. Now Poland, if we actually take this, we can actually look at the trade route map. The trade route map is going to be updated a bit here. As now it is running through Poland. It connects with the capital. And yeah, it's now nearing Belarus. And it'll pass through Belarus over here. Let's see Poland do something a bit stupid, because they have a bit of a dictator in at the moment. We could definitely do an ideology map, but they for some reason declare war on Belarus because they want land. They want more trade route land, even though they have loads of trade route. So start to invade, and all their allies are like, what are you doing? You're invading a top 10 country. And, you know, these guys, they are part of the Star Alliance, but the Star Alliance, it's not an attack one, attack all alliance. It's an attack one, attack all alliance, but it's not a defensive alliance. But it's not like, if you go to war, we can help you. So they may be supplying them, but definitely not. The Dark Red Union, though, they're not supplying them. They're joining this completely just so they have kind of friends back them up. They could not care less about these guys up here. But Belarus is also part of the Triangle Alliance. So, yeah, German troops now are going to move in. And the Dark Red Union is like, yo, no, you can't do that. Because, you know, when Germany does it, it's a problem. Also see Hungarian troops move in from the bottom. They're taking quite a lot of land, to be fair. And yeah, the reason Poland does this is because they're an idiot. They are an idiot at the minute. Yeah. And Belarus is like, yeah, you're cooked, mate. So they come in and they just demolish these Polish forces, absolutely destroying them. And they take this as a kind of excuse to invade into this country. And now this is kind of taken as a form of aggression. And the Dark Red Union, they're not going to care, but Finland is a bit. So Russia, they'll just decide to take only all of this land, kind of leaving it like this. But this is the religion map, if anyone was curious at the minute. This is what it looks like. So yeah. Pretty cool. Russia's just going to take all of this land, and then this country will be like, we surrender. Finland, though, they'll start to invade. They'll be like, no, you don't surrender. As they come around this lake, but then the Belarusian forces arrive, and they are just, Belarus, they have one of the best militaries in the world. Kind of like Russia, where like they put all their stuff into their military, not really caring about much else. And they'll capture this major city, and all of this lake actually, before Finland will be like, yeah, we're out of here. Yeah. Now Belarus is going to invade into Poland, and this is one of the deadliest, I guess, forces ever. And eventually it gets so bad that all these other nations, including the Dark Red Union, will send an assassin in to kill the leader of Poland. And yeah, he's dead. They place a new one in charge who decides to end this whole war. Yeah, pretty weird at the minute that they can't like allow people to get land. Anyway, we see Germany be like, hey, we didn't really want this land, this is just for defense. So they take this land. In fact, no, they won't. What they're actually going to do is they're going to make a puppet state out of this land over here. This is a triangle alliance or puppet state, so it's kind of control everyone, but it's mainly owned by Germany. However, Hungary, they are actually going to want some land. And the land they want is pretty valuable. It's all of this kind of southern land, which is pretty populated. So yeah, big L for Poland. They got a new leader though, so Belarus then, they're going to take some land that is going to look something like this. Not really too much, but also not a little. And then for the other countries, they're not going to be very kind. For the other countries, they're not going to be kind. Take this land from Finland, and then all of this land from Latvia. So, yeah. And Belarus is looking like a monster at the minute. They are massive. So that just happened. So yeah, this is getting interesting, because it was kind of a big war, but the Dark Red Union didn't care. They didn't join it because they can't be bothered. Anyway, we're going to see a connection made, and that is between Libya and Carthage. This is simply for better kind of trade relations, and this is a big boost in the world, as now North Africa and stuff, they properly connect to the rest of the world. And now we can see better trade routes invented. as they continue to run this across the coast of Libya, going further up into Carthage now. Also, the oil team has convinced Ukraine to let them go through their territory and connect up, and Ukraine's kind of a big trading thing to connect all these areas. And the other team, they're managing to complete their Caspian trade route pretty well. They're making themselves have a lot of trade route. Also, Shandong has managed to make the trade route bigger, going now into some Korean areas. This will help their economy a lot, even though it's not going to be very nice because there's a lot of wars going on in this area, isn't there? Anyway, we see Japan start to explore and gain more lands in Siberia. There's no one really up here to stop them, so yeah. So you just take all of this land from themselves. They're not going to build any city passes point because it's freezing. This blue country will manage to take all of this land over here, and then Belarus, they'll just get all this. Another big event that's going to happen is the discovering of Taiwan by China. But it's not just China, it's also Japan, and this is going to create something weird, as both of these countries kind of want Taiwan. They definitely do. It's pretty viable, you know. Japan, they probably want it for more southern access down here, and China, they just want it because it's closer to them and they have a nice island. So they are kind of having a bit of a disagreement over this. They've never really interacted properly before, but yeah, stuff's gonna go down. Staying in East Asia, actually, we see the pink country expand because they can. I don't think I did Daily Create update in the last episode, so I'm gonna do one this episode. But the beige country, who is number one in Korea, they're actually gonna take a lot of land being all of this. Will it be number one for long, as there are now rebels in this country, very big rebels that are actually allied to Japan. And these guys, yeah, they're strong. They're going to be able to take pretty much the entire country. No, but they're going to take the northern regions, and they'll also pop up in this coastal axis over here. And the Orange team, they want to take advantage of this, but they can't really at the minute. So what they're actually going to do is they're going to go through the pink team's territory, who's weaker than them. They'll take that whole thing over, and then they're going to blast up into this country's area, taking over a lot of it and capturing the capital, making a massive damage thing. This country ends up surrendering, and now the Orange team is once again the strongest country in Korea. So we see the North Korean country take all this, actually looking exactly like North Korea in real life. This red country is actually very big. In fact, you know what? They actually just take over this country, and a new Korea is born, I guess. What to mention with these guys is they are nationalistic and they want a united Korea. They don't want this whole daily Korea update anymore. They want to unite the, I guess, area, subcontinent, whatever you want to call it. So they will quickly expand, actually more, just what the beige country is doing. And they are becoming pretty strong, as they may be allied with a certain nation, Japan. And now what does Japan do? Also we have, I didn't know if I mentioned this in the last episode, but this is the map of what they think the world looks like at the minute. It's a bit different now, but it's kind of what they think it looks like. They have Africa down, they have, they have all these nations now. This is a bit weird, and some other stuff is happening, so yeah. Anyway, we're actually going to see a new alliance created now, which is going to be the 6-Point Star Alliance, or the East Asian Defence League, as Japan will create it with this Korean country over here. Yes, the world is looking a lot different at this point. We are focused on Asia a lot in this episode, but we're actually going to go down here. As I'm going to call it the Majapahit, I'm going to call it not Majapahit. It's going to be called the Malaccan country. So Malacca, the capital. You also see them fully take over these countries here, and they are making money at the minute. They're making some serious bread. Enough money to actually take over half of Borneo, or actually explore half of Borneo. Start to take it over, as they have a pretty kind of weird, risky idea, and this to unite all of Indonesia, even though we discovered it yet. All they have seen at the minute, they know that there's loads of islands out here, so they're going to rapidly start to explore Indonesia, as they want to unite the whole thing. Are they going to be able to do it? Who knows? Anyway, move over now to the Sahara Desert. Our countries are making a better idea or thing of expanding it, as they have now discovered camels and that they are easier now to explore the Sahara Desert. Start to see like routes that countries are taking to get to this area down here. And I want to say something, this is similar to like the Ghana Empire in real life. These guys, they sell slaves. Yes, it's bad. They sell their own population out to slavery, and they're making money from it. It's obviously awful, but you know, it happens around this time. So we end up seeing like this kind of happen, where there'll be more and more exploration kind of with routes and stuff. And eventually the whole desert is kind of discovered, and Africa is the second continent to be fully discovered. Next up is Asia, and America's eventually really. Speaking of Americas, the first landing has been made in Greenland by Germany, and they're not going to colonize it yet because they think this is a whole other continent. They're like, whoa, we might just find something, guys, an icy continent. Another area getting sort of more discovered is the Himalayas, as people they're making like decent cuts down into it, and yeah, it's going great. It's going great for the world at the minute. Anyway, I might end this in a minute, but we now see a few more countries expand, specifically in kind of India area, Perse India, that's what someone called it. By the shout out to Swiss Animations. Swiss Switzerland, yeah, that's what it's called. But he made what's it called again? He made an animation of one of my red team Fallen Empire, and it's really good. Go check him out. He is an amazing YouTuber, makes some great animations. Go subscribe to him. He's incredible. We also see this Persian country, the New Persia, that's what they call it, New Persia, expand a bit as well. And these two don't like each other as well. Like I said, I think I said it before. But these two don't like each other, so yeah, this kind of Pentagon alliance is going good. What we actually see to end this video off, it's gonna be kind of like what happened with the last one. So the red team will invade Caspia, officially starting what will be called the war. Yeah, just the war. Now, this will be a war that will transition us from the ancient period to the medieval period in the next episode. But we actually see quite a lot of stuff happen over here. Oof. But I hope to see you guys soon. I'll probably have a live stream before this actual war happens, just so we can do some stuff. But I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.